Hey everybody. Welcome to the LovenStamps studio for the first day of woohoo, new books. Always exciting, right? So I have a project to share with you to kick off this rock star concert of a book, and we are going to, it would help if I had the stamp set here. We are going to use this one, Rock and Roll, this morning, and I have a fun fold card to show you. And we are also featuring the Designer Series paper that matches and the embellishments that go along. So, okay, if you order this stamp set, here we go. Oh my goodness gracious. So here we go, Rockstar stamps, dies, and the fun elements that go with it. Check out all these fun things in here. So with that, this fun fold card is actually a Z fold card in disguise. So you might notice that it looks just a little bit familiar, but it is a really great one, and we're going to use it in a different orientation today than we usually do because it just sets it off a little bit differently. So I'm going to show you that. I am going to show you a sneak peek of all the embellishments from the new book, and I am going to show you some ideas for how to use the specific embellishments that go with this suite. Plus, don't forget that tonight at 7 p.m. we are having our LovenStamps new catalog premiere party online, which will be right back here or over there on the LovenStamps Facebook page. So with that, are you guys ready to get started? Okay, let us jump over. Morning, Sue. Switching here. All right. So like I said, Rockstar is the stamp set, has these fun birthday wishes. You're a rock star. Thanks for being an icon. So lots of different things you can do with this. And then the dies include not only this one here that cuts out the guitar. There's one that cuts out the drumstick. There is one that cuts out this fun iconic microphone. There's a banner die here for the You're a Rock Star. And then there are all these little lightning bolts and a little guitar pick. So if you have music fans in your life, this is going to be a terrific set. Oh, and more stars. So everything is coordinating, of course, on this fabulous suite. So let's pull out some pieces here. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our glass mat here too. So the glass mat is part of the new promotion that is going on for during Sale-A-Bration with the starter kit. So you can get a option 1 or option 2 as your bonuses along with your kit. You might choose the option 1, which is a bonus $30 with your kit if you want to just sort of maximize the amount of things that you've got on your wish list. But the Glass Mat Studio, I talked about a little bit when we were doing our paste, and that one is also a great choice. It's a $60 value, and the only way to get it right now is as part of the demonstrator starter kit. So it should come out after Sale-A-Bration is over eventually for ordering, but for the moment it's an exclusive. So kind of exciting. All right, I need one more black for this stamp and we will get going. Raise your hand if you think it's ever possible to have enough blocks for your stamps. I do not. I think more blocks is always good. So, all right. So we're going to move some stuff aside and do some stamping here. I have my chamois, which comes with the glass mat and is a lot like the regular Stampin' Chamois. It comes with just a little bit of moisture in it, so it's perfect for just wiping things up. But you can see kind of how flexible and so forth it is. So it would be a great one for using to wipe the edges of your stamp blocks, things like that. A handy thing to have, and it's included with a glass mat too. So I'm going to set that aside for the moment. All right. Let's go ahead and do some stamping here as it's going to go on our card. So we are going to need some pieces here to die cut. We've got our guitar, and I'm going to use my Memento Black, which is, I just realized I forgot to put it in the supply link. Anyway, I always put a supply link on all of our Maker Mores with Meg videos, so you can check that out in the comments or in the video description, depending on where you're watching, and know that Memento needs to be added to that. So this is going to be one of our die cuts, and then we're also going to use Poppy Parade to add our greeting. So one of the great things about rock and roll is the rock and roll overall. One of the great things about the rock and roll suite is that it doesn't have, I just inked the wrong stamp. We'll need that eventually. It doesn't have any color with it. It's just black and white. So that means that you can make this whatever accent color you want, and you will come up with a really great project. So you don't have to worry about limiting yourself or not having the right color. And if you look at the ideas that Stampin' Up! Shares, they've gone with like a red and yellow pool party kind of theme here for the suite. But the suite itself has just black and white, and then these lightning pieces, which are Daffodil Delight and Pool Party, and white, which I will show you through the magic of Stampin' Blends, can be any color you want. So these pieces here, we are going to die cut. And we're going to actually use a bonus die. This is a giant guitar pick, which makes for a terrific background piece. So I've got our die there and our die here. And these pieces get die cut for us through the magic of television, and there we have them. So, all right. So I'm gonna scoot this out of the way. And then we are going to use this die cut too to cut ourselves a background piece to give us sort of a home base for things, because we're going to layer here on our piece of basic black. And I've got this kind of here, but these pieces feel just a little bit floaty to me. I feel like they need a little bit more oomph, a little bit more presence. And so one of the things we can do is add like a fun background element here with this guitar pick shape from the designer series paper. So let's take a look at this paper. This paper is actually 12 by 12. So this is cut down with cardstock because it's for part of my designer series paper share, which I realized I didn't put a link in the comments, but you can find a link on my Facebook page or will be on my blog post later today. But if you like the idea of getting all of the papers from the whole mini catalog, there's 8 different packages. Without having to buy 8 different packages, you really need to sign up for this paper share. The bonus of the paper share, and the reason that I have people like clamoring, are you posting yet? Are you posting yet? I have to sign up for your share, Meg. Is that it comes with cardstock, ready to stamp card bases. And so you get 6 pieces of paper and 6 bases coordinating and ready to go. If the paper has color, of course, they'll be color coordinated. But these are coordinated for the black and white. And then, of course, you can use them as you like. But they are really easy to put to work because you already have the cardstock ready to go. So don't miss out on the chance to sign up for these. There's some bonuses with the embellishments, and I'll talk more about that when we get there. So what to use on the background of this paper, I didn't want to use something too busy because I didn't want to compete for attention with our fun elements here. So I flipped this to the back side and picked this one right here. And through the magic of television, we have a giant die cut guitar pick, okay? So actually we could go either way here with this one, but I kind of like the extra texture from this side. Now the other paper that's super intriguing, obviously guitars are ridiculously cute. You could cut those out. The other paper that's super intriguing is this one here with the record players and the tapes and boom boxes. And I love the idea of using this as a strip. So instead of using it as like a big block, one strip of this record player paper can go a long way. And so we're going to pull a strip of this here, which I've cut to just fit the width of our guitar pieces, mixtapes, and we're going to pop this here on our background. So let's go ahead and adhere that. I put a strip of adhesive across here with my multi-purpose, well, I think I will, with my multi-purpose liquid glue. Perhaps I will. Let's see. There we go. Okay. We've way with a marching band. My stuff's been sitting for a little bit. All right. So if you have people in your life who are music fans, this is a really, really amazing set to have. And this would be one, like one of the card sets that I have trouble sometimes coming up with great ideas for is like teen boys and stuff. So this one is a really fun fit for that, I think. So, all right, so just trimmed off the extra, and I'll save this here for later in another card. And let's go ahead and start putting some pieces. Oh, actually, I bet I need to color first. So we're going to color first. So I am going to go ahead and zoom in here and pull in my Stampin' Blends. And let's see, pull in my Stampin' Blends markers. So I have these, of course, in Poppy Parade to match our Poppy Parade cardstock and our Poppy Parade ink. And so I'm going to go ahead and start here with my light. Now, a guitar like this doesn't necessarily take any special coloring. I'll hold it out here a little easier. It doesn't necessarily take any special coloring. You can just color it all flat, sort of like, you know, if you had a Crayola marker and you were coloring sort of the shiny, plasticky, what are guitars made of? Fiberglass, I guess. Look of this is certainly great and flat, but we also have a chance to add some shading to it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So remember, with Stampin' Blends, your first step is to give it a base coat of the lighter color, and then you want to go back with the darker and use that on the color here lines. So that is a place where Stampin' Up! Has added these shadow lines for us, so we know that that's where it's meant to be darker. Maybe it'd be easier to see this direction. And then once you've added that, you're going to go back and you're going to use the light to color on the intersection. I'm just going to blend just a tiny bit at the intersection between those light and darks to give us just a little bit of extra shape, okay? Maybe I'll do a little bit more up here. All right, so now we have a fun guitar that is just a little bit shaded as we go. Pretty quick. Hey, Joan, thank you. All right, so now let's look at our composition here. We want to have our pieces all present on our layer that's going to go on the front of our card with a little bit of sort of balance and direction and so forth. So I think this is pretty good. Let's go ahead and start sticking them down. Of course, I'm going to stick them from the bottom. I'm going to put this guitar pick back under there. And then we're going to add these other pieces on top. I'm going to pull this to the side. I love multi-purpose liquid glue because it gives you a second to move things. And I like the idea of this popping out over the side of our project. So we're going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals because this is a fun fold card. And when you have the chance to add some extra oomph with layers and so forth, this is always a good choice. And I don't worry too much about fun fold cards like this one and the postage and so forth. You can always add an extra postage stamp to something that you think might have a bump in it. All right, now we have our greeting, which I am going to also layer on here. Got your a rock star. And now we have this piece. We're going to add some embellishments to it in a second, but we're getting ready to put this on our card. So let's come back to our card front. I'm going to zoom out here. And we have a regular half sheet of cardstock. So this is 4 1/4 inches tall by 11 inches wide. Morning, Jenny. And you want to score in half. So this is basically scored at 5 1/2 inches. And then you're going to score it in half again on the front. So this is 2 3/4 inches. And you're going to go ahead and fold it in half and then fold the front back. Now, usually we do our Z fold cards this direction, but we are going to do something a little rock and rolly special here and make ours go vertically like this. So our Rockstar guitar is going to come on the front like this, and we're going to talk a little bit about how we're going to design the inside of this card so that it works correctly. All right, so you could use dimensionals, or you could use a strong glue, multi-purpose liquid glue, or tear tape, Seal Plus, but you want this layer to be stuck on with really, really great adhesive so that because people are going to want to open and close your card over and over again, you don't want it to come apart. So, and then I'm going to center this on here. There we go. So now we have sort of the front of our card set, except for the embellishment. Actually, let's talk about the embellishments. So in the new book, this one right here, there are a whole bunch of new embellishments, and I have 8 of them that are included with the bonus add-on to my Designer Series paper share. So if you get the Designer Series paper share, you can choose to add the embellishments, and you get a half package of each of these fun embellishments from the new book. So these cork grounds, if you can't see those or you've been wondering, they're pretty dimensional. They're a little bit like thin cork coasters punched. with adhesive on the back. We have our guitar pieces for today. There is a package of these loose champagne dot elements. Champagne iridescent dots is what they're called. And they are loose, which means you get a ton of them. And aren't they pretty? They would be great to just go ahead and pop on with glue or a mini glue dot or something like that. There are these, which are the iridescent foil gems. You can see that they're the little gems with a foil inside. And then to go with those, there are the pretty peacock and petal pink iridescent foil gems. So they have color of their own. There are the purples. These go with the lavender. These are the shimmer gems, purple fine shimmer gems. You can kind of see those up close. And then one of my favorites, these like make me think of sherbet or those candy dots that you get from the store, the ones that are on the piece of paper where you pull the candy off and you eat a little paper every time. And these are the rainbow adhesive back dots that go with the balloon set that's coming. So anyway, you can choose to add on the embellishments to your kit. And if you do, then you also get a bonus of Sale-A-Bration paper as part of your, where did I put this? Oh, as part of your LovenStamps paper share. And so you would get all of the papers from the Sale-A-Bration, of which there are actually 5 different ones. So you're gonna get extra 30, basically 30 card bases and 30 papers if you get both the embellishments and the papers together. So, and if you haven't seen the stippled, softly stippled paper yet, you are missing out. Do not miss it, because at 7 o'clock tonight, I'm gonna go ahead and do a project with this paper that is gonna make you need many packages of this gorgeous paper. Even if you're looking at it like, Meg, I don't like wild wheat. Don't worry. If you don't like wild wheat, you don't have to use it. And I'm gonna show you how to use it or avoid it tonight at 7 on our premiere party, so. All right. Oh, yay. Yeah. Sue said she liked the change of direction. I do too, just for something a little different. Okay, so now I have a piece of basic white here, and we're going to go ahead and stamp our microphone here in basic black or tuxedo black. Again, when I have a large stamp, I always like to ink it upside down. It's just so much easier to make sure that I've gotten everything covered. And then I'm going to stamp this off the edge of our card. Now, usually I'd have to have a piece of scrap paper under here, but because I have my chamois handy, all I have to do is just wipe that off the glass mat. So no problem. All right, now I'm going to come back with my greeting that I inked before. I'll probably re-ink it just to be sure. And we'll get our Have a Rock and Roll Birthday on our card here. So we have a Rock and Roll Birthday. This is gonna go inside our card. And again, I'm going to use my multi-purpose liquid glue because I really love that I can shift it around once I've set it down. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop this in the center, but then I'm going to close my card really quickly and just make sure that that is centered where I want it. And it's just a little bit sideways. So then I could scoot it over and get it set. There we go. So that it makes a great map for our pieces of our card front. Does that make sense? So now we have this fun inside here. All right, but like I said, we aren't quite finished yet because we need to add some embellishments. So I have our package here of the lightnings and stars adhesive backed elements. And to go with our card, I could use the yellow, I could use the pool party, I could use the white. Honestly, you could use anything. You can also, if you want to, use your Stampin' Blends markers and you can color things. So if I wanted to give myself some red stars here to match, I can go ahead and color the top of that star with my Stampin' Blends and then pop the red stars on my card. So now be aware it's gonna take a little bit to dry here. So I'm gonna maybe leave that one. But let's go ahead, I'm gonna do yellow for this, just for kicks. And because I have a white one to also show you. And I'm gonna pop this on as an accent color for our guitar here, okay? So there we have our extra yellow. Now, if you wanted to bring that extra yellow in, like you could color the background of the guitar here. Actually, why don't we do that? Because it's kind of bothering me that I only have this color in one place. And if you guys know me, you know that I always say, like, when you have a color, you want to use it more than once so that you get just an extra little bit of oomph from it. So it doesn't look like it's just hanging out there doing nothing. Like, why did you throw a yellow thing on there? So we're gonna add some yellow here to our guitar just to accent there. All right, so now we have our yellow, and you can see how that really complements each other. They really draw attention that way. So kind of a fun bonus. All right, so here are two different versions of this card. So this one is flat colored. I didn't add any shading like I did on this one. And I used just the white on this, where we used the yellow, a star and lightning bolt on this one. But either way, they make a really fun way to kind of show off your pieces and have a fun fold card with a real nice rock star kind of vibe to it. So very fun things from the new book, and I'm really excited to show them off to you. So, all right, let me switch back here. So I think that I've covered all the new things that I wanted to tell you about this morning, because tonight at 7, again, on the LovenStamps Facebook page, we'll be doing the live premiere party, which will walk through everything, and I have tons and tons of card samples to show you, like just stacks and stacks of ideas. And we're going to go through a project that features the new brayer. If you've been looking at this and going, oh, a brayer, we haven't had one of those in the Stampin' Up! World for a while. That's true. It's very exciting to have it back. And I'm going to talk to you about the brayer and how it works with these dies and folders. So in case you hadn't flipped through yet, this is the Thoughtful Moments hybrid embossing folder. And it comes with two elements to it. It comes with a set of embossing folder and a big die that coordinates. And so basically you put these together. There's some extra little tips that I'm going to give you, but then you die cut and emboss at the same time, and you get dimensional words. Let's see. Do I have one? Do I have one here to show you? And you get a whole bunch of them at once, which makes this actually super efficient. So here is there. Can we focus on that if I put my hand behind it? Anyway. Okay, maybe not. We'll focus better. We'll focus better later. It'll be on the other one. But anyway, it's really, really cool. And you can use your brayer to give you a little bit of accent around the edges. So yay. Oh, I'm glad you like the cards, Joan. Thanks, Miriam. And oh yeah, Joan says she had her old brayer. It still works. Yeah, there's not a lot of moving parts there. So yeah, you're going to want to get your brayer out if you already have one. And if you don't, rest assured, we've got you covered. But today's a great day to look through the new book, to think about a demonstrator starter kit, because that is clearly the best value on getting things from the new book. And if you want to learn more about that, you can pop over to the LovenStamps website and click on the Join My Team for more information about that and specials that are going on. Also, don't miss signing up for the Designer Series Paper Share. Signups for that will close early next week, but if you sign up earlier, you may get your papers on the earlier side. So don't wait if you are inclined to go ahead and participate in that. And also it could fill. So, all right, everybody, have a really fabulous day. And I will see you again tonight for essentially another Maker Mornings with Meg, but really our LovenStamps new catalog premiere party. So hope you are having a great day, and I will look forward to seeing you again tonight. So happy stamping, everybody.